Hey, and welcome to the Friday Q&A. My name is Juliette Stapleton. I'm a visibility strategist known as the Queen of Visibility, and today I'm going to tell you whether you should convert your personal profile into a page. There's a few questions in this post, but I'm going to address the main one. What are the benefits of converting your personal profile, to a business page? Charmaine is saying, I read something about it is good for business, but I'm now confused as I thought you had set up a separate page for business. You have to set up a separate page for business. Also, when I post on my profile, does it automatically go into the feed so that other people see it? I thought it did. Okay, so that's actually two questions. So let me address one at a time here. So let me just go back to me. So converting your personal profile to a Facebook page is a feature that's been introduced recently, in the last couple of years. I think, could be even just in the last year. I personally think that it's not a factual explanation, but it's probably because a lot of influencers like us, people who are building their businesses through personal brands, are using their personal profiles, to encourage them to use Facebook pages, and I will explain some of the reasons why Facebook wants influencers to encourage to use their Facebook pages more. That was the feature that was introduced, and also because there's only 5,000 people that you can connect on your personal profile. So if you want to continue using Facebook as your as a personal brand, if you can convert the profile into the page, and then you can advertise, and obviously you can scale up. There's no limit on how many people can follow a certain page. Sounds great, right? However, I really personally would advise you against transferring your personal profile into your Facebook page. Why? Because if you're building a personal brand, you really want to build it through connections and relationships. If you know who Gary Vee is, if you don't, go check him out. Check out the book called Thank You Economy. And in this book, Gary didn't come up with this concept, but in this book, which is fantastic, Gary is talking about the fact that, let's say 100 years ago, 70 years ago, the economy was around smaller businesses, right? And it would be about small micro communities, and everyone in that community would know each other. So if you go to the shop, if you go to the butchers, or if you go to any kind of shop, the shop assistant, the owner of the shop would know you. They would probably know about your family. Your mother would be going to the same butcher. Your grandfather probably shopped at the same butcher. It was such a community where retailers knew, and any business owner knew, that every customer is very valuable, and it was all about the customer and giving them the best possible service, right? And then with the introduction of technology and the internet, and especially with the introduction of, but with this corporate attitude to business, when everything is about, your revenue and your quarterly reports, this concept of actually looking after customer has been really diluted. And, but at the end of the day, people work with people buy from people, and people buy from people who they love to be around, who they resonate with. I always talk about it. This is the basis of what you're building your personal brand is. But as a business person, you need to take that even further. You want to create relationships with people. You want to know your clients. You want to know your customers. Because if you have this attitude that this is all about just making money, and you don't care about people who are coming into your world as clients, as customers, as people that you help, if you don't care enough to actually make them feel very, very special, then you shouldn't be in business. Because at the end of the day, this is what this is what matters to any brand, and especially if you're a solopreneur, especially if you are the face of your business. So when it comes to why am I telling you this? Because the Facebook page cannot reach out to people. It can only talk at people, right? It can talk at people, and then people have a chance to maybe sign into their bot system, but that personal element, that connection, that creating, relationship, conversations, because everything goes through conversations. Business is done over, over like a half-finished dinner in the restaurant, or real business is rarely done just in the offices, right? So because we work with people, it's always about a personal connection. As a page, it's very difficult and almost impossible, in my opinion, as a personal brand, as someone who is the face of your business, to really truly connect with your clients. And it's also very difficult for you to go outside and interact with people and bring them into that page, because we don't interact as pages, we interact as personal profiles. If you don't understand the difference between the personal profile, business page, and the group, then you need to make it a top priority to go and find out, or let me teach you. I'm not going to go over this in this video because it's even though it's relevant, I don't want to dilute the message. Right now I'm only talking about converting personal profile to a business page. But the 3 platforms on Facebook that we have, which are personal profile, business page, and Facebook group, they're all 3 different types of communities and different things we can do with them. As a personal profile, we can reach out and we can go into groups, other groups, we can comment on other pages, we can just communicate with people directly on a personal level, and we can create those conversations, and then that's why I'm doing audits for our personal profiles, because that's how then through the personal profile you can bring people into, through who you are, you're bringing them into your business as a next step. If I convert, I'm almost hitting my 5,000 friends limit now, but if I decide to convert my personal profile into the page, I'm gonna lose all content that I have been creating. That's what happens when you convert it to a page, everything gets erased completely. So you're starting from scratch. Yes, you have 5,000 people that are following your page at this stage, and believe me, a lot of people don't like that because they didn't give consent. If I like a page of a brand, personal or non-personal brand, if I like a page, business page on Facebook, right, that means that I want to follow this page. If I made friends with somebody, it's different, a little bit different, because I can, it's not that I'm following a business. But when I made friends with Jane, and Jane went in and converted her profile into a page, she forced me without my consent to follow a page. And not only that, she now has a power to retarget me with her ads. But the thing is that I'm connected to 5,000 people who are people. Not all of them are my potential clients. Not all of them are interested in what I do. And, when I hit my limit, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the connections I have. I'm going to remove the connections that are inactive, that I've never interacted with, and I'm going to make space for more people who can come in, and then I'll start filtering them. And my profile highly optimized to filter those people who are interested in what I am, who I am, my personal brand, right? And then at the very bottom of that funnel are people who are interested in working with me. And it just goes through all these stages, because this is a funnel, it's a sales funnel basically, and that's how strategically, if you use Facebook, if you want to grow your business with on social media or with Facebook, you have to take it very seriously. You have to look at it in those sort of parameters, that what you are actually doing here. Because yes, this is where we get so distracted. Social media is very noisy space, but it doesn't mean that if we don't focus and make a commitment to being focused, we can't win, right? But converting your profile to a page, you're basically cutting off your hands. You can't message people, you can't connect to people, say, hey, what are you up to, can I, and then bring it into, how can I be of service, or how can I be of help for you if you're struggling with this and this, and I this is what I do, this is what I'm good at, but after a few conversations, after you've connected, after you produced great content on your personal profile that people do feel, and like somebody, I'm not going to mention name, but somebody just messaged me yesterday and she said, every day I wake up and I watch a video that you made, and it lightens up my day and it sets me up for the day ahead. Now, that is why I'm doing this, right? This is where, when I'm tired and I don't want to put makeup on, and I'm wearing house clothes and I don't want to change and it's cold in the room, I'm gonna go and do all those things, because that lady is waiting for me. Or maybe she's not waiting for me consciously, but if she sees my video, her day will be better. If I can help her in my business or not, that's a separate level of the conversation. But there is also this empowerment that you have, and the mission that you're on, that helps filter people. And if that particular lady, or a lady like that, or a person like that who watches my videos and feels light up, needs my help to create visibility on Facebook for their business, for their position of expertise, to become a go-to name in their niche, right? I'll be there. I'll be the first one that they will think about, because I already impact their lives. And this is fantastic. That's why impacting one life, making one person look forward to the day, is so much more important than, sharing a link or some blog that nobody cares, right? This is what the content is about. It's about this connection. As a page, it's almost impossible to create the same level of connection, and plus, as a page, you instantly will lose but you will have much more limited reach from the post that you're posting. And this is the next question that Charmaine asked was, when I post on my profile, does it automatically go into the feed so other people can see it? Well, to start with, of course, yes. But you will have to understand that on our personal profile, if I'm connected to 5,000 people and I post something, not all 5,000 people will see it, because there's 2 billion users on Facebook, right? And everybody's posting. If Facebook didn't filter posts, the newsfeed would be so fast, much faster than my hand now, right? So fast, you would not be able to even read. Like, it would be completely a mess. So there has to be a filter, and that filter is Facebook algorithm that decides who to show your posts based on how these users engaged with your previous posts. Because when you're watching something, and this is why I'm always saying, when you're on Facebook, don't be a lurker. Don't be afraid to hit a like. Don't be afraid to get your voice. Don't be afraid to comment, because if you don't engage with posts, you might absolutely love my videos, but you never comment on them, or you never like them. Well, sooner or later, Facebook will decide that these videos are not interesting to you because you're not engaging. Facebook has an agenda. The agenda is to connect us. That's why I love this platform over every other platform, because it is about connectedness. So if you want connectedness on Facebook, you need to make an effort. Don't be a passive user, because then Facebook will take full control, and based on what you liked or didn't like, or what you interacted with and what you didn't interact with, it will start showing you more of things that you interacted with. And you know what, that could have a backfire kind of effect, because say you saw something about, I don't know, Donald Trump, and you don't like Donald Trump, right? And you just felt like you're going to say something, or you put an angry face or something. And then you watched my videos, and you absolutely love watching my videos, right? But you didn't comment. Well, you're going to see much more of Trump than me, because you interacted with that and you didn't interact with me. So going back to Charmaine's question, those people who interact with your posts will see more of your posts, and they will see your posts. So when you're posting something, of course it's going into the news feed, absolutely, but it doesn't go to all connections you have. It goes to the connections that have been engaging with you. The more now there is this trick here, and this is what I teach inside my Fearless Client Attraction Academy. It's the techniques and the posts that create more engagement. So say I post something and only 20 people saw that post. Out of 20 people, 10 people engaged with that post, and maybe 5 people commented. Well, I'm going to go and reply to those comments. I'm going to give it like an hour or so. I'm going to reply to those comments so I can start conversation. When I reply to those comments and start interacting, the algorithm will see that there is activity on this post. There's already 10 people liked it, 5 people commented on it, and it's going to boost it a little bit, like bump it up to the top of newsfeed, so more people will see it. And then the more people see those posts, the more people will comment or like them, and then again the same thing. I'll get back, I'll reply to them, some other people will reply to comments, the conversation starts, and the more of these conversations are starting on that post, the more this post will be shown on top of newsfeed to everybody. And why am I saying on top of newsfeed? Because when you post something, it goes on top of newsfeed. If it hasn't been interacted with, it just goes and drowns in that, sea of posts that we are bombarded with, So your goal as someone who is using Facebook to grow their business on their personal profile, because it's not just business, it's perception of you as an expert, right? This is what you're growing with your personal profile. And that happens to then affect directly on how you attract clients in your business, because everybody wants to work with an expert and nobody wants to work with nobody. If you're not showing up, if you're not creating that position and perception of yourself as an expert and a go-to name in your niche, and the go-to name happens the more often you are, the consistency, the staying power will determine if you're a go-to name or not. It's as simple. The name of the game is staying power. The name of the game is consistency, and it's just so simple. So you have to make sure that you're focusing on creating posts that will create engagement. So the more you create those kind of posts, I have tons of them covered in my engagement masterclass, which is part of Fearless Client Attraction Academy. The more you create conversations, the more your posts will be shown to more people within that, how many, let's say I was talking about, 10 people saw liked my post, 100 people saw, 10 liked, 5 commented initially. Well, if that conversation continues, then that post could be shown to 500, to 1,000 people out of my 5,000 people that I'm connected right now, right? And out of them, more and more people will start engaging. Now, by saying that, please don't posts that are things like engagement. Actually, 2 things. Never in the messenger. I'm gonna just say it because I got one yesterday, and I know that's the person I got it from is in this group. So if you ever get a messenger message saying, forward this to X amount of friends, or even just forward this, and it just says something to you, I don't know, Facebook will be paid for, or like there's a hoax or anything, just don't react. Just delete that message. Don't react, because all of them every time is a spammy, hoaxy, horrible thing. And just don't engage in them, And the other thing, don't post engagement bait posts. What are they? For example, something like this. I want to see who sees my post, please say hi. Well, naturally, as what I just went through and explained to you, right? If 2 people see your post and 2 people say hi to you, Facebook will start showing this post to 4 people. Now you'd think, oh, brilliant, this is the way how I can build engagement. But that's not true engagement as well. And Facebook algorithm is not stupid. And in fact, in 2018, Facebook algorithm has been bumped up with anti-spam features, right? Recognition features. So it knows there's keywords, and say hi would be one of those keywords. There's words that we're using, there's phrases that we're using, and there's also type of engagement. And for example, in the comments, if you say hi and everybody says say hi, Facebook will get a signal that this is a spammy post because it's anti-engagement based. So you need to really focus on creating true engagement. And the only way you can create the true engagement is by showing up as you are and sharing your worldview and your opinions and creating content that is done from the point of caring for your customers, for your leads, for people that you're connected with. It's created from the point of relationships. And this is what, if you convert your personal profile into the business page, you will not be able to do that. You just won't be able to create that serious connection, and also the other thing is that people don't like following brands, and brand is a business page rather than the profile. I think that there was a little bit more to the question. Okay, so what I suggest you do, Charmaine was asking, there's her question again. So she was saying, if I have a profile and convert it to a page and also have a business page, should I be posting the same post in all 3? Just don't forget about this. There's so many strategies, so many things you will hear, and don't fall for everything that you see that you have to do this. Just stick with your personal profile to create awareness of who you are, share your opinions, talk sometimes about your business, not sell off the post, but just talk about your business because it's part of your life, right? And position yourself as an expert. That means just talk about how you can help people. How can you help find a solution for a problem? You can have a call to action. Your call to action on your personal profile can always be like my page or join my group, depending on what you're doing. I would definitely recommend a group for you, Charmaine, anyway, or anyone who can build a community with their business. And if when you're using your personal profile, actually even retailers can do a business page, a group, what am I saying? Even businesses can have a Facebook group. You can have Q&A about how your products work and support and everything. Every business can have a Facebook group, but Facebook group have better communication than a page, right? The only advantage the page has is that you can advertise with it. That's the only advantage. It's literally like your advertising sort of space. But it's not where you create connections, not in my opinion at all. And this group is for people who are building your personal brand. So people who are ready to show up and put their face as the face of their business. Because people work with people. And just like Gary Vee is talking in his book, Thank You Economy, it is important to create those relationships. And it's those relationships that will determine the longevity and how profitable, even in a way, in the long run, your business will be. So what I'm teaching is visibility. Visibility is where you're becoming more active, you're becoming more visible, but you're also creating that particular kind of relationships with people within your network and your clients and your leads. But they are relationships like we had 70, 80, 90 years ago and beyond that, where a shop owner would really know you, would really know, everything about you that they need to know to give you the best possible service, right? This is based on relationships. So my advice to you, ignore this whole thing about converting your personal profile to the page. Just stick with your personal profile, have a business page that you will be posting about your business, much more sort of how-to trainings, much more, it will be much more related to your business, but you won't be able to create as close relationships with people than on your personal profile, right? So have that for your ads, think the long game. One day you will have to scale up. One day you will need to get more. And that day is when you're going to start using your Facebook page a little bit more, but you will still notice. And I see that with a lot of, successful influencers and experts, they still use their personal profile to connect to people. And also because a lot of sales come through the conversations that you can make in your personal profile, not on your page, not through the bots. The bots are great for automation. There's loads of things that you can use bots for. I'm absolutely advocate for bots. But it's the personal conversations that will make you sales and get you really, really good clients, the clients that you would love to work with. So this is today's question. If you have a question and you want me to cover it in the video reply like this, post it in the comments and wait for next Friday or the Friday after next if there's a demand for it. And I will tag you in the comments here, or you can join my group, Social Media Visibility, that gets clients that we do so much more than just answering questions. If you found that this video was valuable for you or somebody you know, click that share button and let's spread the love. My name is Juliette Stapleton. I'm the Queen of Visibility, the Visibility Strategist, here to help you grow your personal brand on Facebook.